official opportunity to come back here 3 years ago, and I made a decision to go to South Carolina with Coach Muschamp, and unfortunately that didn't work out.
So Mike Bobo gets credit for being one of the leading coordinators in college football, and a lot of people say he's a great coordinator. But I bet a lot of people didn't know that Joe Milton was only 6 points behind our good friend Carson Beck. Carson Beck scored 6 more points than Joe Milton. And believe me, they're not happy in Tennessee with Joe Milton. Let that soak in. And nobody is happy with last year at Tennessee. But we only got 6 more points from our quarterback than they did with Joe Milton. And that's not a knock on Carson Beck. Carson Beck was probably a Heisman candidate. But his statistics, his actual numbers, were in the league with Joe Milton. That's what a good coordinator like Bobo can do for a great player like that.
This time, after Auburn, had opportunities to go other places, but I wanted to go somewhere where I can continue learning as a coach.
So Bobo spent all that time with Mark Richt. What was it, 8 years? Been a couple of years between. Now he wants to learn how to coach. Well, that's very noble. You can't argue with someone who just wants to learn something. He wants to learn how to coach. You know what? I hope he figures it out.
And I always wanted to be under Coach Smart's under the Coach Saban tree and learn how they practice, how they organize, how they went about things. And I tell, even tell recruits, you want to go somewhere you're developed. And I came here last year, to try to get developed more as a coach. And it was really a learning curve. And, those guys took me in, and it was very, very positive. With Coach Mucking going to the NFL, the opportunity presented itself to be coordinator, and felt comfortable about being here. Athens is a great place. I met my wife here. My kids were born here, and you're at a place working for an administration that believes in what we're doing. Our head coach that has a plan of how to do things, and to be part of this program that I played at, went to school, graduated from the University of Georgia. I couldn't pass that opportunity up. But I didn't come here to be 2 years ago or last year to be the offensive coordinator. I came to learn and continue my growth as a coach, and it just happened to work out that way.
Yeah, and it just happened to work out that Georgia ended up in 9 ball games this past year that our offense scored fewer points than Vegas thought we were going to score. The total, the Vegas over-under total, Georgia disappointed Vegas 9 times in the sense that 9 games they failed to score as many points as Vegas thought they would. Disappointing, underwhelming performance from our learning coach, who's got the training wheels off now, and a full-fledged coordinator. Too bad it cost us a 3-peat, but, you can do that just any old time. Well, you can do a 3-peat just whenever you want. All you gotta do is win 2 in a row and win the 3rd one. You can do that anytime. But we didn't get it the last time, well, maybe we'll get the next one. But Mike is still learning, and so I'm backing off on criticizing him. Well, I might be backing off on criticizing Mike Bobo, but that don't mean you can't. In fact, some of our readers, some of our listeners, some of our commenters on my last 2 videos have made some interesting comments, and I pinned them. The reason I pin a comment is because they really made a lot of sense. A lot of them were not friendly to Mr. Bobo. whatever reason, whether it's a conservative mindset concerning offense, or it's just lack of imagination, Georgia, in so many games this past year, many quarters, didn't score. We got a lot of yardage, but didn't score. What's up with the scoring? There's got to be more to it than just the fact that they can't figure out how to get in the end zone. And if that's the case, well, that's another problem altogether. Mike Bobo's got some explaining to do, but no one's holding him to task. I have to get on the internet and say things that people should already know, and people get upset when I mess up the status quo. Look at the close games we had with Georgia Tech, South Carolina, Auburn. All those games should have been blowouts. There's no way they could have been anything else. In other words, we could have had a three-peat championship. So this season could have turned out so much better for Georgia. Don't we as fans want that? And so we're going to all this trouble keeping up with this team in the off season. But there's one problem that they're going to have to address. And Mike Bobo stands at the root of this